Yes, sir.
Okay. Please introduce. The recording has started.
Okay, right. Thank you, Dr. Majid. I welcome you all again in the second session of day 6. Here we have Dr. Dinesh Sharma with us, and he's working in the Department of Veterinary Pharmacology and Toxicology at Chaudhry Sarvan Kumar, Himachal Pradesh, Krishi Vishwavidyalaya. Before I formally introduce him, I would like to share one thing that he is my teacher and he has always taught us with a great enthusiasm. So here I formally introduce him, Dr. Dinesh Kumar Sharma, Assistant Professor in Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology at CSK HPKB Palampur, has done his BVSc and MVSc from the same college and PhD from the Garwasu, that is Garwasu, Ludhiana. Guru Angad Dev University, Guru Angad Dev Veterinary Animal Sciences University. So he has more than 12 years of experience in teaching, research, and extension. Dr. Dinesh has published a lot number of publication at national and international journals of high impact factor. He has also published a number of review articles, book chapters, and 4 teaching manuals. He has a area of interest are ethnopharmacology and receptor pharmacology. So and now I request you, sir, to please deliver the lecture. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Gauri.
Thank you,
A
sir.
very good afternoon to all the participants who are attending this 21-day national training program jointly organized by ICR IVRI Palampur and NADCL Baramulla on the topic Advances in Veterinary Research for Sustainable Development of Livestock Sector. So, as Dr. Gauri, she has introduced myself. I am presently working as assistant professor in College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Agriculture University, Palampur. And as she has told you that my area of interest is ethnopharmacology. So today I will deliver my talk on role of medicinal plants in common animal ailments, animal health and production. So starting with introduction. Now, as per the 20th livestock census that was conducted on 2019, India has 192.49 million cattle, 109.85 million buffaloes, 74.26 million sheep, and 148.8 million goats approximately. Now, we have such a great number of livestock, and also the livestock is facing the diseases. The commonly occurring diseases to this livestock are the foot and mouth disease, hemorrhagic septicemia, black water, anthrax, tetanus, rinderpest, PPR, blue tongue, and helminthic infections. These diseases, they are causing a huge annual losses, not only in terms of the health but also economic losses to the country. As per the ICI report of 2011, only foot and mouth disease it is causing about 18,000 crores annual losses. When we compare the economic losses, the average annual economic losses due to FMD only is about 74.3%, and HS 19.2%, Blackwater 5.2%, and Anthrax 1.3%. This is as per the study conducted by IVRI between 1991 and 2005. So these diseases they are causing the huge economic losses to the nation. Uh, Keeping in mind the huge economic losses, the government of India has recently started or has taken initiative to control the FMD and brucellosis. And the total outlay of this vaccination program it's about 13,000 crores. So government is spending this much amount of money to control only these two diseases, that is brucellosis and FMD. So you can imagine how much is the impact of the disease on economic losses. Then, when we talk about the medicinal plants, right, as currently the allopathic system is practiced by field veterinarians in clinics, and we rely on the allopathic system. But in the same way, now there is shift towards the medicinal plant sector also. The various countries and they are using these medicinal plants. As per the WHO, 20,000 medicinal plants they are used in the different parts of the world. 20,000 medicinal plants. 80% of the world population it relies on the traditional system for primary health care, and over 120 compounds from 90 plant species they are available as prescription drugs. So medicinal plants they are becoming popular not only in developing countries but in developed countries also. So in Canada, about 70% of the population it has used this any complementary and alternative medicine at least once in their lifetime, and in Australia 48%, and in France 49%, and in USA 42%. So significant population is using this complementary and alternative medicine. In India, 70% people they depend upon the traditional medicine for primary health care. Then coming on to the Indian system of the medicine, it uses 90% raw material derived from medicinal plants. When we talk about the Indian system of the medicine, then it can be divided in mainly four parts: Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Amchi, and Western and homeopathy. So we can say that 30% of the plant species they are used in Ayurvedic system of medicine. Siddha uses 27, Unani 23, and in homeopathy also 10% of plant species they are used. When we talk about India, approximately 15,000 medicinal plant species they are available in India. Indian system of medicine it uses various raw materials and medicinal plant constitutes 90% of it. About 3,000 plant species they are reported to be used in the codified Indian system of medicine. So, medicinal system, Indian medicinal system, it is divided. You can say you can divide it in two parts. One is the codified, another is the non-codified. Codified, what has been mentioned in the texts or Ayurvedic texts, that is the codified system. In that only, 3,000 plant species they have been mentioned, and non-codified it includes the various practices followed by the people that are not codified. Now, out of these, Ayurveda it uses largest number of botanical species. 900 plant species they are used in Ayurvedic system of medicine. Followed by Siddha, it is using 800 species of medicine. Unani, it's using 700 species, and in Amchi 300 species. So a lot of plant species they are used in various systems of medicines or Indian system of medicines. So this richness of resources coupled with a well codified and documented traditional knowledge of use of this resource and modern scientific capability for validating this knowledge gives India considerable comparative advantage in the medicinal plant sector over the other countries. Because we have a well codified system, we have a good traditional knowledge and also modern scientific capability. So always there's advantage in India over the other countries. Now, why to choose for herbal treatment? When we are taking these allopathic medicines, then why to choose herbal treatment? As we all know that allopathic medication it is causing adverse effects related to dose, site of administration, drug interaction, anaphylactic reactions, and antibiotic resistance. Moreover, the antibiotic residues that is becoming a big problem nowadays. For this, herbal treatment is a great alternative as there is very less chance of toxicity. Moreover, it is easily available and also economical for the countries or like India, where the farmers they are not much rich, so it is beneficial for them. So many pharmaceutical companies they are promoting this by the name like herbal antibiotics and all that. Now preparation of veterinary herbal medicines. So veterinary herbal medicines they are given or prepared in different forms. Fresh herbs. Fresh herbs they can be given directly. They are chopped and mixed with food. It is perhaps the ideal way to give herbs when they are available. That is to give them fresh. It is the best way because the active ingredients they are also not damaged and they are beneficial. Then second is dried herbs. They can be given by their addition to food or making them in infusions, decoctions, or by adding hot water for internal or external use. Then third is alcoholic tinctures. They are given directly or diluted in water and given orally, carefully using a syringe or dropper. They are also of herbal in nature. Then oil infusions or lotions. They are given externally, for example, by rubbing on the joints. That infusions, lotions, they are commonly given. Then commercially prepared tablets or powders. These are the most commonly seen form of herbal remedy. So herbs they can be given with the veterinary herbal medicines. They can be given freshly. They can be given dried in the form of tinctures, oil infusions, or commercially prepared preparations. Now, we will discuss just to give an idea about the various disease conditions in which the medicinal plants they play a role. Now, for these disease conditions, we are giving these allopathic drugs that are commonly used. But my idea of discussing various disorders is that in different regions of the country, right, we have different veterinary practices, right, and that are used by people for a long time, right. The medicinal plants, they are available nearby, they are using them. So if these are asked from the plant, from the owner, or they are given along with this treatment, that is allopathic treatment, so it can be tested, and moreover it will be beneficial for the animal as well as the farmer. So first of all, starting with the digestive disorders. First, digestive disorders. There are a lot of practices, lot of veterinary practices in different regions based on the availability of the plants, traditions. So they are different from state to state, region to region. So I will discuss a few of the commonly used or that has been documented practices that you can recommend or along with the main treatment. So starting with tympani. Now, tympani is a common problem in animals. And the common causes of tympani are the sudden change in feed materials, excess intake of legumes and dining waste. That leads to tympani or bloat. That is the common term. We all know that symptoms are in the stomach, it becomes bulged and difficulty in breathing, and the animal die immediately. So, herbal treatment in this 200 ml each of castor oil from Ricinus communis, castor oil from Ricinus communis, and lukewarm water are shaken well and administered orally at an interval of 4 to 6 hours for large animals. So that's how you can use this Ricinus communis or castor that is commonly available and it's present throughout the country. So you can give it with lukewarm water. Then one more treatment is betel leaves. Betel leaves or the palm leaves, that is the common term. So 10 in number of that betel leaves, they are mixed with ginger, 20 gram of gingers, and then 10 gram of pepper, and 10 gram of garlic, and 50 gram of rock salt. They are mixed in lukewarm water and they are given to animal orally at 6 hours interval for large animals. So these are the one of the two commonly practiced these practices for timpani, and the plants are used are the Ricinus communis, that is our castor, and the pepper leaves. Now, coming on to the another condition, diarrhea. Now, diarrhea, that is the watery dung, and the causes are the indigestion, intake of spoiled food, or eating of the toxic plants. These are some of the reasons for diarrhea. For diarrhea, the plants that are effective are the pomegranate and Azadirachta indica. That is the neem plant that is commonly available, I think in almost all of the states of the country. So the herbal treatment one is the grind one handful each of tender leaves of pomegranate, tender leaves of neem, and tender leaves of guava, along with dried ginger, that is 50 gram, jaggery 100 gram, and make 3 bolus of these and give 1 bolus at a time for 3 times. So this is a very effective treatment for diarrhea, and also the plants they are easily available, and this treatment can be given in conditions of diarrhea. Then is constipation. So constipation, the causes are fever, heat stress, dehydration, and the symptoms are lack of defecation or hard palated tongue. The treatment. So treatment we usually give the animals enema, we give laxatives. So enema can be given by using this. You have to boil 10 liters of water after adding 100 gram neem leaves, then cool it and administer through the rectum for large animals. So these neem leaves or Azadirachta indica, it can be given in enema. Care must be taken to avoid early stage pregnant animals. It is not recommended in early stage pregnant animals. Then other laxatives for constipations like castor oil from castor, then linseed oil of 500 ml. They can be given for 1 to 2 days. This is the commonly given practice in veterinary hospitals also or and clinics according to species and body weight of animal. It is given as drench for 2 to 3 days or as required. Then decoction, one decoction prepared with 100 gram of this was turmeric, the rhizomes of turmeric, 100 gram of rhizome. In 1 liter of water, it may be given once daily for 1 to 3 days to the large animals. So in constipation, the turmeric it is very effective. Then castor laxatives from castor, then enema from neem leaves. All these three treatments they are commonly used. Then I am discussing some of the common disorders. I can't cover each and every disorder, but I have tried to cover the all the major or the common disorders of the animals. Then coming to the respiratory tract infections, the herbal treatment for respiratory tract infections. Now symptoms. In respiratory tract infections, there is heavy snoring, difficulty in breathing, nasal and eye discharges, coughing, fever, and is decrease in appetite. So the herbal treatment is Osimum sanctum. Osimum sanctum, that is the tulsi that we all know. Then Adhetoda vesica. Adhetoda vesica, these are used. So the treatment given is tulsi leaves 100 gram. They are taken along with leaves of arusha. The common name of Adhetoda vesica is arusha. 100 gram leaves of arusha they are taken. 50 gram of ginger is taken. 10 gram of pepper is taken, then 100 gram of jaggery, and boil it in 1 liter of water. You have to take all these ingredients and boil in 1 liter of the water. And they have to be administered at 100 to 250 ml of decoction 2 to 3 times daily. So Ostium septum and Adenoida vesica, they can be used in combination for respiratory tract infections. Then one is another plant, that is the Kantakari. Kantakari or Cateli, the scientific name is Solanum suratense. So few fruits of this Solanum suratense, 6 to 8 number, they are crushed, soaked overnight, filtered, and few drops they are squeezed into the nostrils. So this is also one of the effective treatment. So you have to squeeze it into the nostrils, the Solanum suratense. Then herbal treatment for UTI infections. So when I searched the literature about the UTI infections and the herbal treatment for UTI, then I found very less plants or practices in large animals that have been reported in India for these UTI treatments. However, in other countries, they are using plants for the UTI infections. Some of the plants that are commonly used are Arctostaphylos uva ursi. Uva ursi. This is also known as beer berry. So the plants, they are right of the slide from top to bottom. This is the beer berry plant. So this is a herb. Herb means all of the plant that is used. Then is the juniperus species. Juniperus species. This is the juniperus species. So the leaves of this juniper, they are used in treatment of UTI infections. Then is Vaccinium macrocarpon, or also known as cranberry fruit, the fruits of this plant. Right? So in case of small herbs, we are using the whole of the herb. In case of large plants, we are using some portion, like in juniperus, we are taking leaves. In vaccinium, we are using fruits. So common name is cranberry. Fruits are recommended. Then is Mahonia, Mahonia equifolia, Oregon grape. The common name is Oregon grape. So the roots of this plant, right? The active principle isolated from this is berberine. Berberine that is obtained from the roots of Mahonia equifolia. So this is uh, commonly used. Then is Hydrastis canadensis, also known as golden seal. Golden seal. So here also the active principle obtained is berberine. So these are the plants, they are commonly used in herbal treatment for urinary tract infections. Then many plants, they are also used as diuretics. Diuretics. So first is Solidago species, also known as golden rose. The golden rose, the herb, it is a herb. So whole of the herb that is used as diuretic. Then is the Levisticum officinale and lowage. This is the plant, lowage. The root of this plant that is used as a diuretic. Then Petroselinum crispus. This is the Petroselinum crispus, the fruit of this plant, parsley. This is also known as parsley. This is also a good diuretic. And of course, I found one plant used in India, and it is available in India. That is Artica dioica. Artica dioica. It is also known as stinging nettle, right? Stinging nettle, because when we touch this, you will touch the leaf, so it will sting you. It will sting you. So it is, the common name is stinging nettle. So this plant, it's also used as a diuretic, and the leaves of this plant, they are also in various parts of the country. They are cooked as vegetable, like spinach. Then coming to the reproductive disorders. Now, animals, they frequently suffer from reproductive disorders like repeat breeding, infertility, sub-stress, anestrus. These are the common conditions. So, besides giving the allopathic treatment, we can give this in this the aloe vera. This is very much effective. So also the common is Grit Kumari. So 1 to 2 petals of Grit Kumari, they are administered orally for 3 days to empty stomach animal. So that is very much effective as been reported. Then yeah, the oral administration of sprouted Bengal gram or sprouted bajra or sprouted wheat 200 gram daily for 15 days. So they are also effective in these disorders. And when signs of estrous cycle is noticed after giving this, then administer orally neem oil, as a indica plant, neem oil from that plant, 100 to 150 ml before taking the animal for insemination. So this is being practiced. After insemination, feed the animal with curry leaves, about 2 handfuls daily for a week. So this is a complete treatment, complete reported practice starting from this reproductive disorder, then uh, starting with aloe vera, then going to neem oil when signs of estrous cycle noticed, then after insemination, treatment with curry leaves. So at various steps, various plants uh, they are given. Then herbal treatment for retention of placenta. So retention of placenta, that is very common in large animals. So non-shedding of placenta beyond 3 to 5 hours postpartum, that is termed as retention of placenta. However, usually we wait for 12 to 24 hours till the animal naturally shed its placenta. So if it not sheds placenta after that, then we do the manual removal of that. So in this case, the herbal treatment can be given. That is the lady's finger coats, 1 kg is taken. They are grounded by using a mixture, and the juice is diluted in water, and it is administered orally twice a day. Then seeds of sesame seeds, 100 gram, and jaggery 100 gram, they are taken, bound together and made into bolus, and they are administered orally. One more plant that is effective is the Bada Koksu, that is the Pedalium murex plant. About 200 grams of this plant. This is pounded, soaked in 1 liter of water, and stirred well and drenched. So, in retention of placenta, sesame, Bada Koksu, lady finger coats, they can be given. This is the Pedalium murex. Then herbal treatment for prolapse of uterus. This is another commonly occurring disorder in animal. Occurs after calving when cervix is open and uterus lacks tone. So there is uterus, it comes out, that is the prolapse of uterus. Right? So in this touch me not plant, many of you are aware of this plant, touch me not. This is also known as Tuimui plant or Mimosa pudica. The important thing about this plant is that when you touch the leaves of this plant, then this plant gets closed. The leaves get closed. That's why its name is termed as touch me not plant or chew me plant. So 2 handfuls of this plant. They are grounded well and mixed with 200 ml of goat or cow milk, and they are administered orally for 3 times. The animal is kept in a slightly slanting position in such a way that keeping the head in a lower level at least for a week. So this is this practice that we usually follow, but we can give this touch me not plant after grounding and mixing orally to the animal. That is effective in treating the prolapse of the uterus. So these were the disorders like digestive, we have discussed digestive, respiratory, urinary tract infections, reproductive disorders in which the plants are affected or they are given in our veterinary practices. So besides this, in the other diseases like viral diseases, bacterial diseases, in this also the people they are practicing this medicinal plant treatment. So maybe on to relieve the symptoms that I think that's why they are using it more. So uh, they can be given in like a supportive treatment besides our treatment. So first disease which we will discuss is FMD or foot and mouth disease. It is an infectious and sometimes fatal viral disease that affects the cloven-footed animals, including the domestic and wild boars. So it is highly infectious and sometimes fatal. It is causing a huge economic losses that we have discussed earlier. That's why government of India has launched a big program of 13,000 crores because it is the direct losses only due to FMD is about 18,000 crores. When we see the indirect losses in terms of the milk yield and other factors, so that is about 30 to 35,000 crores annually. So etiology behind FMD, we all know that it is aphthovirus belonging to family Picornaviridae. Clinical signs. So the virus causes a high fever for 2 or 3 days, followed by blisters inside the mouth, so animal can't eat, and on the feet that may rupture, leading to lameness and predispose to secondary bacterial infection. Then medicinal plants in the treatment of FMD. So Amarpale, that is Cascata reflexa, the whole plant that is used by topical application. The paste of the plant is applied on the affected part. Then is the shisham tree, that is the Dalbergia sisu. In this also the whole plant topically given. The paste is applied topically on the affected parts. Then is Andrographis paniculata, that is the kiriate. The common name is kiriate. Its leaves they are applied topically. Their paste is applied topically on the affected parts like your limbs, where the skin has been eroded. It can be applied. It provides relief. Then Vitex negundo, also known as Nirgundi or Sepali. The leaves of this Vitex negundo, they are also applied topically as a paste on the affected parts. Then Strychnus nux vomica, that is the Beleva, fruits of Strychnus, they are applied topically. Unripe fruit paste. The ripe fruits, they are not used. Unripe fruit paste, that is applied. Then is the Safed Aak, that is the Calotropis gigantea, the stem of this plant, and that is applied topically. The paste of this plant is applied on the affected part. Then is the Tatri, that is the Rus javanica. The fruits of this plant they are given orally in form of decoction. Then is the Carissa carenta, that is Carenta, common name is Carenta. Its leaves they are given orally. They are crushed, mixed with honey before the administration. Then is the Shell canta or Satyanash. Uh, the scientific name is Argemone mexicana. Its leaves, they are given orally. Its leaf juice, it is fed to the animal. Then is Arabic that is commonly available, or we are using it in diet also. Colocasia esculenta. Petiole, its petiole, it is given orally. The petiole juice, it is given to the animal. So in FMD, some plants they have been tried topically for the topical disorders, and some plants they are given orally. Of course, in some cases whole plant, in some cases one or the other part of plant is used. These are the plants that are given in the treatment of FMD. This is the shisham, then is Rus japonica, this is Strychnus nuxvomica, this is Carica carenta, and the leaves of these, the Andrographis paniculata, Calotropis gigantea. This is Calotropis gigantea, commonly available in different states of India. Argemone mexicana, this is also commonly available. Vitex negundo, Colocasia esculenta. So many of the plants, these are commonly available in different states or areas of countries, and that have been put into use in the treatment of uh, this FMD by the people. Then is the PPR, Pestis ruminants. So it is an acute, highly contagious disease of sheep and goats. It is very highly contagious disease. It is caused by morbillivirus that we all know from the family Paramyxoviridae. It is present worldwide and causes high morbidity and mortality, which may reach up to 100% and 90% respectively. So disease is endemic. There is 33% seroprevalence in India. The clinical signs are characterized by pyrexia, that means oculonasal discharge, necrotizing and erosive stomatitis, pneumonia, and enteritis. So these two plants, Ageratum conizoides and Citrus aurantium, they are used in the treatment. Ageratum conizoides, also known as goatweed, so it is used in skin ulcers, wound dressing, as well as it has analgesic, antipyretic, and anti-inflammatory activities. Then is the lemon fruit, that is Citrus aurantium. This is effective for the treatment of skin erosions. This Citrus aurantium. Then is the blue tongue. So it is also an infectious, contagious, viral disease of sheep. So it is mainly a disease of sheep, as we know. It is caused by orbivirus um, from family Reoviridae. It is transmitted by insect vector that is known as culicoids, which belongs to family Ceratopogenoidea. So clinical signs, ulcers in the mouth, oozing of fuzz-like substance from the mouth, and limping while walking, and sometimes in the lying position. There are some of its clinical signs. If the animal is lifted, the hairs in the body will fall off, so they will become also loose. So the treatment is banana fruits. They are smeared with sesame oil and fed to animals for 2 to 3 times. First, banana fruits they are fed. Then next, the leaf pulp of this plant, aloe vera. And this is the aloe vera, 100 gram. It has to be administered daily till the animal fully recovers. So these were the viral diseases and common viral diseases that we have discussed, and the common treatments that are used by the people and that have been reported. Then coming to the bacterial diseases. First is the hemorrhagic septicemia, so also known as the acute pasteurellosis. So it is manifested by acute and highly fatal septicemia. Positive agent is Pasteurella multocida. Clinical signs in cattle and buffalo, they have fever, dullness, reluctance to move. They may be the first signs. then salivation, profuse nasal discharge, and edematous swellings, and they become apparent in the submandibular regions, which is the pathognomic clinical sign. That is why it is termed as the neck swelling disease. So in HS, and this is the herbal treatment for HS. Also, this is a common disease causing a huge losses. So people have tried various plants for its cure. First is Erythema short tortusum. This is Buggendra. The common name is Buggendra. Rhizome of this plant, and this is given orally. Its rhizome, it is crushed, and then from it the juice is extracted, and that juice that is fed to the animal. Then this is the capsicum annum, that is our Shimla mirch. Its fruits, they are also being utilized, and they are given orally. The fruit is powdered, boiled, and uh, fed to the animal. Then is Bilangada. Bilangada is your Lacotia indica. Scientific name is Lacotia indica. This is Bilangada. So the leaves of Bilangada, they are given orally. They are crushed, mixed with water, and filtrated before giving. Then is the Indian rennet. Indian rennet. This is the Indian rennet. The scientific name is Solanum incanum. So its leaves, they are given to nasal root. Nasal root they are given. The leaves, of course, they are chopped, mixed with water, and after sieving, the leaves they are given to nasal root. Then is the Vernonia amygdalina. So its seeds, seeds of this Vernonia, they are given orally or by nasal roots. These are crushed, also the mixed with water, and then filtration. After filtration, so that are given orally or through nasal route. Then is the benth, that is the California aurea. So its leaves, they are also given orally or by nasal route. Leaves are crushed and mixed with water. Then is the Cassitha filiformis. In this whole plant, and that is given topically. It is applied externally on the affected area. Then is domin, that is the Ceracia trifolia. This also whole plant, that is given topically. Whole plant is applied externally on the affected area. So in case of herbs, mostly we are using whole of the plant. Then is the Puraria tuberose. The tubers of this plant, they are given topically. Their extracts, they are applied topically. So these are the plants commonly used for the treatment of HS. Then is the black water. So black water, it is also a common disease caused by Clostridium shower, and that is our gram-positive bacteria, that is rod-shaped and anaerobic bacteria. Clinical signs are inflammation with gaseous edema of skeletal muscle and severe toxemia. Then initially animal may develop fever and the affected limb is hot to touch. This is the initial signs. The limb swells significantly and the animal develops lameness on the affected leg. Then crepitating sound or the sensation of air under the skin, it can be noticed as the area seems to crackle under the pressure. So that particular sound comes, that is the crepitating sound. So treatment for black water. First is the kupi or Kokli plant. So scientific name is A. califa indica. So leaf of this plant, and that is given orally. Leaf juice is extracted and fed to the animal. Then second is Vajradanti. So you have heard of this plant Vajradanti, very commonly plant. Barlaria acanthoides, this is its scientific name. Root, root of this plant, which is given by oral, nasal, ear, or eye root. The root is crushed to extract the juice, and after extracting the juice, that is given to animal. Then third is Boscia coriacea. Roseaceae, leaves of this plant through oral or nasal route. The leaf juice after sieving is given. Then is Borreria orbicularis, thulin. Thulin is the common name. The leaf and bark of this plant, they are given orally or through nasal route by chopping and mixing with water and sieving. Then is Padak. Padak. Padak is Cadaba rotundifolia. So the leaves they are given by oral and nasal route. And then this ismarum, that is Ruticalypsis, seeds of this plant, they are given topically. They are homogenized in water and then given. Then is the Syndanium pupulare, the stems of this, they are given topically. The latex of the stem that is applied on the affected area. Then is the Lobelia gibbericoa. The leaves, they are given topically. They are crushed, mixed with water and applied on the part. Then is the Parvularia extensa. In this, the whole plant that is crushed to extract the juice and it is given orally to the animal. These are the plants that are used in black water. Anthrax. Anthrax, of course, in anthrax there is acute death. There are very less chances of survivability, but though people give some treatment, maybe for these symptoms. So it is a zoonotic disease caused by Bacillus anthracis. For acute form, the clinical signs are staggering, dyspnea, trembling, collapse, and few convulsive movements, and death may occur in cattle, sheep, or goats with only brief evidence of illness. That is in for acute form. In acute form, abrupt fever and a period of excitement followed by depression, respiratory or cardiac distress, staggering convulsions, and death. Body temperature may reach up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit. In case rumination ceases, milk production drastically reduced, and pregnant animals they may abort. There may be bloody discharges from the body offerings after the death. Some infections are characterized by localized subcutaneous edematous swelling that can be quite extensive. So in this also poopy plant, that is the Acalypha indica. The whole part of the plant, the juice of the plant is extracted and it is fed orally. Then aloe trichosantha berger. This is the one of the varieties of aloe vera. So leaves, they are branded, sieved, and they can be given orally and through nasal route. Then is the Belenites egyptica. The roots of this plant, they are homogenized juice with water is applied and it is given orally. Then is the Boscia coriacea. The leaf, it is given by nasal route. After grinding, it is sieved and applied. Then is the brucellosis. So brucellosis is also a common disorder causing a huge economic losses in cattle and buffalo. We all know that it's caused by Brucella abortus in sheep and goats. It is caused by Brucella melitensis. So the clinical signs are abortion, retained placenta, orchitis, epididymitis, arthritis with excretion of organisms in uterine discharges and in milk. So herbal treatment for brucellosis, Allium sativum, that is our garlic that is commonly available. The tubers of this plant they are given. Then is the Prunus mahale. Prunus mahale, this is the wild cherry. So leaves of this Prunus mahale they are given. Then is the Coptis chinensis. The common name is Hunglian. It is basically from China. So the leaves they are given. Then is Paganum harmala. Harmala, common name is leaf of flowers of this plant can be given for the treatment of brucellosis. Then is the actinobacillosis. So it's caused by gram-negative Coccibacilli belonging to genus Actinobacillus. That is positive agent is Actinobacillus lignarici. Clinical signs in acute cases, we know that there is inability to eat or drink for several days. There is drooling of saliva from the mouth, rapid loss of condition, painful and swollen tongue. That is, the tongue becomes so hard, like a wood. It's termed as wooden tongue. There are nodules and ulcers on the tongue. Then, in chronic cases, fibrous tissue is deposited, and the tongue becomes shrunken and immobile, and it's very difficult for eating in animal. And also, the local lymph nodes, they become enlarged, and abscesses may form, and it discharges creamy pus, which contains the granules. So, herbal treatment for actinobacillosis. First is this bay haya plant. So this is also very common plant. The name termed because wherever it is planted, it uh, distributes easily and it covers the entire area. That's why the name has been given. Ipomia. Ipomia, that is its scientific name. Its seeds, and they are given through oral route. That after grinding the seeds, they are mixed with water and then they are applied. Then is the toothache plant. This is used in toothaches also. That's why termed as toothache plant. The scientific name is Acmella olerisa. Acmella olerisa. Its leaves they are given applied topically in case of actinobacillosis. So roasted leaves they are grinded, mixed with salt, and then they are applied. And third is the mother. Mother is Calotropis procera. The seeds of these plants they are crushed, squeezed with butter and fed, orally fed to the animal. So these are the plants they are commonly used in treatment of this actinobacillosis. Then is the mastitis. This is also a disease which is causing huge economic loss. We all know that there are various forms of mastitis, how it is reducing the milk yield. It may decrease milk yield up to 70% in animal. So the causes are the common microbes like Staphylococci, Streptococci, E. coli, Klebsiella pneumoniae. Then symptoms are the swollen, hot udder. The udder is hot, the milk is discolored with pus. So one of the herbal treatment is that give a 50-gram turmeric powder along with 20 to 25-gram limestone and 250-gram aloe vera and lemon juice of 2 lemon. They are mixed and applied to affected part. So this one of the treatment. This was very highly successful. It has proved very good results, and under the mastitis control project, this treatment is you you can say used in various states of the country, and it has well, there were fabulous results. So other plants for the treatment of mastitis, they are as a Direchta indica neem leaves, they are also used by people. Then Aquilegia fragrans, columbine, the common name is columbine. Its leaves or flowers they are given. Then is the mamera, that is the Thalictrum minus. Its leaves they are given. Then the Sphadota campanulata, that is Ractura leaves. The leaves of Ractura they are also used in mastitis. Then Tridex procumbens. So it is basically a shrub or Tikikasa. It is also known as Tikikasa is common in Khamra. It is also used by people in mastitis. Then parasitic diseases. So in parasitic disease also a lot of plants they are used in starting with roundworm infestation. So the positive agents are Haemococcus, Trichostrongylus, Bonostomum, Esophagostromum. Clinical signs, they are stomachache, fever, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, loss of blood, significant weight loss, distressness, and also huge economic losses these parasitic diseases they are causing. So there are so many plants they are used in medicinal plants for roundworms. First is the shingly mingly. It is also a common plant in various states of India. The scientific name is Dioscorea deltoidea, the tuber of this plant. It is used orally. Tuber juice it is given to treat roundworm and constipation. Then is the Kamala. Kamala is the Melotus philippiensis. The fruits they are given orally of this plant. Red powder from surface is used to remove the threadworms and ascaris. Then is the Caranda, that is the Carissa carenta. The roots of this plant they are given orally. Roots they are mixed with pericarp of mango and they are used as wormicide. Then is the Adetoda vesica. The roots and leaves they are uh, given orally in decoctions. Then is Rhamnus purpurea. The fruit and leaves they are given orally. The fresh parts they are given to animal as anthelmintics. So these plants they are used. This is Dioscorea. This is Melotus. That's our Kamala. That is Garanda. Then this is Adetoda, and this is Rhamnus purpurea. So all these are given orally uh, for the treatment of roundworms. Then coming to the fluke infestation. So fluke infestation, it is an important helminthic disease. It is caused by two trematodes, Fasciola hepatica, this is the common liver fluke, and Fasciola gigantica. So these are causing the fluke infestation. Clinical signs are anemia, hypoalbuminemia, eosinophilia. There is uh, loss of blood in this fluke infestation. There is also elevation of liver enzymes. So medicinal plants, say Mexicana, this is commonly used. Lantana camera, it is also used. Then Piper auristicum, Cajacenta, that is the common name of this plant, and Cajanus cajan, that is the pigeon pea. This is also given in fluke infestation. Then fungal diseases. So in fungal diseases also people they are using medicinal plants. Ringworm, that is one of the commonest skin disease in cattle. It is caused by Trichophyton verrucosum, a spore-forming fungi, and in dermatomycosis infections. So clinical signs are gray-white areas of skin with an ash-like surface, usually circular in outline, slightly raised in calves, most commonly found around the eyes. So you can see in this picture around the eyes, on the ears, and on the back. In adult cattle, chest and legs they are more common. Sometimes it also occurs in internal organs like lungs, placenta, and brain. So in that case, these are very much fatal. So medicinal plants for ringworm. Now, first is the Budicateri or Vana Pantha. It is Solanum indica. Its leaves juice 50 ml. It is given to treat the cattle orally. Then is the Biloni. Biloni is the Massachusetts stem bark of the Biloni. It is given orally. Juice is used to treat the ringworm infection. Then is the Closena dentate. Its leaves they are applied topically. The leaf paste, this is Closena dentate. It is applied topically for the ringworm infection. Then medicinal plants for ectoparasitic diseases. So huge number of plants they are used. Some of them I will list. They are used in mites, ticks, scabies, ninjas. The people they are using. One is sweet flag, that is Acorus calamus for exotic ticks. Garlic they are used by people in case of mites. Custard apple, that is Anonas squamata. It is used in scabies, ticks. Then one plant, wormwood, Artemisia camifolia. It is used in sauroptic scabies. Then neem, of course, we all know that it is used commonly in ticks and scabies cases. Then is Indian laurel, that is the Calophyllum hainophyllum, is used in case of mites. Then safflower, that is Carthamus tincloris, it is used in case of sauroptic mange. Then Himalayan cedar, deodar tree of the Tedros deodara, it is used in sarcoptic mange. Then chrysanthemum, flowers, pyrethrum, they are using scabies. Lemon, citrus species, they are using ticks and scabies. Coconut, Cocos nucifera, that is also used in ticks and scabies. Curcuma longa, turmeric or haldi, that is used in ticks and mites. Then is lemongrass. This is also very common in our northeast areas of country. Lemongrass is commonly used by people. Symbopogon citratus, that is also used in ticks, mites. Then Daris plant, Daris elliptica, it is also used in ticks and mites infections. Then Indian persimmon, Diospyros ebenum, it is also used in ticks. Then juniper, that is Juniper communis, it is used in soroptic mange. Then is tobacco, that is Nicotina tobacum, it is used in ticks. Then Indian beech, Pongamia glabra, it is used in case of sarcoptic mange. Then castor bean, Ricinus communis, it is used in case of mites. Fish poison bean, Afrosia vogeli, that is used in ticks. Then Tinospora cordifolia or Giloy bubuchi, that is used in scales. These are the photographs of different plants. This is Acorus, this is Allium, this is Azadirachita, this is custard apple, this is Calophyllum, this is Carthamus, this is Artemisia, this is Chrysanthemum, then is Deodar, then is lemongrass, then is Daris, then is Pongamia, Diospyros, Tephrosia, this is Castor, Juniperus, and this is Nicotina, then this is Dinospora cordifolia. So besides treating diseases or besides acting on different systems, bacterial, fungal, viral diseases, so they have also a role in production, these plants. So some of the medicinal plants and which are used as herbal galactobox. Galactobox means they increase the milk yield or milk production. So first is Jivanti, that is the Leptadenia reticulata. Leptadenia reticulata, the root of this plant that is used to increase the milk production. Then is Shatavari. This is very common herbal galactobox. The root of this Shatavari, that is Asparagus racemosus. This is the scientific name. Then is the Puraria tuberosa, Vidarikanda. So tuberous root of this plant is also used. Then is the Shapta Pushpa, that is Pimpinella anisum. The flowers of this plant, they are also used. So to increase the milk yield, milk production, these plants, they are also commonly used by the people and they have provided good results. Now coming to the conclusion. So medicinal plants, they are easily available, effective and cheaper form of ancient medicines without any side effects. They are commonly used by people in ethno-veterinary practices. Still, a large number of these practices have remained unreported. There is need of documentation of these practices along with their scientific validation, which will help the livestock farmers in terms of curing the animal disease, maintaining the animal health, and increasing the production. With this, I conclude with my lecture. Uh, these are further readings. Thanks to all the participants. And the topic is open for discussion.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. It was really a elaborative, I must say, the elaborative presentation you have given to us. So, dear participants, you must be very clear about the herbal treatments, as well as sir has given all the treatment aspects, right from the disorders, reproductive, respiratory, each and every disorder sir has discussed wonderfully. And also he has discussed about the disease, the viral, the bacterial, and also mastitis. So thank you so much, sir. There are
Thank
few
you.
questions in the chat box. First is, any herbal treatment to reduce the swelling, fibrosis, or prolapse part in bovine?
Fibrosis and prolapse, I have discussed like one treatment of this Mimosa pudica plant or chewing plant that I have discussed in this presentation already. This you can see. This is the herbal treatment for prolapse of the uterus. So this we have discussed. In this, you can give whole plant of this Mimosa pudica mixed with 200 ml of cow milk, and you can administer it orally for 3 times. So it has been found very much effective in case of prolapses. Yes, please.
So the second question is, which part of stinging nettle can be used as diuretic, as it is commonly found in Kashmir as a weed? And
Yeah,
has the
leaves,
medicine.
leaves of this plant is so it is very difficult to collect this plant. But once you collect, then after making its extract, then that extract of leaves, that of stinging nettle, that can be used in this condition.
Okay, sir. Next is herbal treatment for cervical non-dilatation and cystic ovarian degeneration in bovine.
Uh, Almost I have tried to cover all the diseases, but not I have not covered this. But they can mail me at my mail ID. I will respond and I will give them the uh, actual treatment. However, for the reproductive disorders, the common treatment that is there in front of you, that is for repeat breeding, infertility, and sub-stress. There is combination of 3 plants. One, you give aloe vera for sometimes, and when estrous cycle comes, then you give neem oil, and then you can give scurry leaves. But for this condition, specific conditions, you can email me at my mail ID. I will definitely found and send you the treatment. Very good question.
So next question is, bamboo leaf is traditionally used to treat ROP, that is retention of placenta, in cattle in our place. Kindly share your experience if you have in this regard.
In case of no, that I have told you already that in different areas of our country or different states of the country, I have given only 1 or 2 or 3 practices for a particular condition. But in each state, people they are using the locally available plants. So there are so many ethno-veterinary practices. There are thousands of ethno-veterinary practices. Many of them they have not been reported, and that's uh, they are telling that bamboo leaves they are effective in RO retention of placenta. So that will make the condition, but maybe it is not reported. So the idea behind this lecture is only to gather the information about that locally prevalent practices and incorporate them along with your traditional allopathic treatment, as well as you can go for their scientific validation. Thank you. Next, please.
Thank you, sir. Can we apply mixture of 2-3 recommended plants in a single disease or lesion?
Yes, yes. In many conditions that I have already described, 2 to 3 parts combination that has been given, right? So I would recommend not to try by yourself, right? Because that practice has not been standardized. Instead of doing that experiment that you can do later on in laboratory or in clinical trials, but the practice is as such which has been reported, right? Means that if a person or a practice has been reported that a particular amount, particular plant, and a particular concentration you have to use, then please use only that combination. Not to give and go with your combination unless and until you have validated it. Yes, next, please.
Kindly explain the overview of preventive measures to be taken care while treating zoonotic disease with herbals.
Preventive measures for zoonotic diseases. Right. That is very good question because most of the time, what happens that a person he comes in contact with that animal, that disease may be zoonotic, and it is known to that. It is not much known to the farmer. So In zoonotic cases, these herbal treatments, they should be, I think, avoided or after consulting with a veterinarian that a particular disease or a particular condition is zoonotic. Only that after that the herbal treatment which should be given. Yes, next please.
Other than neem oil, any other herbal combination to control flies during raining season?
To control
So to control flies.
flies, of course, and there are, this is, besides neem, there are so many plants, right? I have discussed in this ectoparasicidal drugs. There are so many plants and they are used by the people uh, in that case. So that plants preparations that can be tried, right? The same uh, treatment they are using in case of ectoparasicidal ticks, mites, scabies. In the ectoparasite section, you can see a lot of plants they have been mentioned. There are about 20 plants. Right? So that can be tried, but specific treatment for flies that I have not included, and I will mail the particular person after finding that treatment. Next, please.
So one question has been asked that please tell the dose and treatment period. I request Dr. Suresh that please kindly be specific that for which disease you want the dose and treatment period. Next question is there any beneficial effect in meat of chicken when fed with hogs as a part of ration? Because in market there is a premium price for so-called herbal chicken. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
So,
yes. This is another way of selling the products, right? But definitely in poultry ration, phytobiotics they are used nowadays, and these phytobiotics they are providing a good in layers. They are providing a good in terms of the egg production, and they also improve the meat quality. So if they are available in market, so they must have standardized that experiment or standardized that condition. Only then I think they are available in market. So for this we have to see which herb they have incorporated, right, and what is the literature available and what are its traditional uses. So after that, they can be taken, but various herbs they are trying, but only of not all of them they are effective, but few are definitely effective and also improve the meal quality. And these are the areas for the research where we have to where we can conduct research, right? So the idea behind giving this lecture, there are so many plants, so many conditions. So this is one of the way of value addition of the product. Okay, next, please.
uh, if possible, please share the detailed treatment procedures. So,
For Caesars. Uh,
procedures.
okay, for Caesars that I have also not included in this. I have only included the main disease conditions.
He may
Uh,
mail you, sir,
okay, yeah,
regarding that
definitely. Yes,
specific.
yes, yes. I will respond. Kindly mail
Yeah,
me at my mail ID. Please share my mail ID with him.
sure, sir. Any herbal compound having anti-methanogenic effect?
Anti?
Methanogenic, sir.
Uh,
Methane
yes,
makes
yes, yes,
methane.
yes, yes. Control of methanogenesis, that is the common problem, right? Now the pharmacological interventions, they are going on for control of this methanogenesis, and various plants, they have been tried in also in our this department also. One of the student he has tried some plants for the control of this ruminal methanogenesis, but the concrete evidence that is still not available, or the research that is not up to that level, so as to say whether there is complete control of methanogenesis or not. That so that can be there, but still not finalized. Yes, next
Uh,
please.
Farming in animals.
Hello.
So
Yes,
I'm
yes,
audible.
yes,
Am I
yes.
audible?
Audible.
Before that, Dr. Sudesh, I guess your mic is on. Thank you, sir. Sir, the question is, please suggest any herbal plant can be grown around animal to control flies and mosquitoes.
Yes, similarly, earlier questions regarding neem. One of the plant is neem, right? Neem to control that animal or flies. But more plants that I will find from, I will try to find from literature, and I will definitely mail him.
Sir, the last question is, any herbal plant that can be used for deworming of animals?
For deworming, there are so many plants, like for so many plants that I have discussed in my slides, and that you have seen that for the roundworms, there are separate plants. For flukes, there are separate plants. So not only one, but there are so many plants that you can show. I am showing you the slide. There are so many plants for uh, these deworming purposes, or just a minute. So, the plant deworming. So, these plants are included in this slide. Okay, you can see that for roundworms there is one shingly mingly, kamala, garanda, adota vesica, ramnus purpurea. These are the plants for medicinal plants for roundworms. Then for flukes, then A mexicana, Piper orishum, Cajanus cajan. These are the plants for fluke infestation. So there are a lot of plants, these I have mentioned, and these are also available, freely available, and available in almost all of the states of the country. Next, please.
So we are over with the question, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
We are
Uh,
grateful to have you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I wish to thank all the organizers and whole of the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to discuss this role of medicinal plants in animal health production. And I will once again thank all the organizers of this 21-day Advances in Veterinary Research for Sustainable Development of Livestock Sector program organized by ICR and NADCL Baramulla. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dr. Dinesh, for sharing
Yes, sir.
very useful information about herbal
Thank,
plants. Huh?
thank
Thank
you,
you a
sir.
lot.
How was the presentation? It was
It's very nice, very nice. Everybody is busy,
okay, sir.
Everybody is thanking you also. Right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dinesh.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Once again.
Thank you, Dr. Gauri.
You
Thank
can
you.
leave, sir, if you wish to. Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Gauri, for conducting today's session very smoothly.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks to Mr. Majid for technical support and hosting the session. Over to Majid. Gauri, over to Majid,
Yes,
please.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I guess Dr. Majid is not here. Okay,
Okay.
dear participants, tomorrow we will be having two sessions again. Similarly, first session, morning session will be at 11 a.m. and Dr. Gyanendra Kumar Gaur from IVRI Izzat Nagar, he will be taking your first session, and second session will be taken by Dr. Manpreet Kaur. So meet you tomorrow. Thank you so much.